Hello, church. Sorry I can't be with you this afternoon. Work gets in the way sometimes, and this is one of those days. I just wanted to quickly talk to you about something I have been going through. I think every father-to-be goes through, and that is I have a lot of fear right now because me and Sarah have a little person coming into the world, and it's not just, if the baby gets sick, or, how are they going to fit into this little thing? It's about where the world is, where we're going. There's so much going on. I grew up with being told the ozone layer is depleting and there's going to be acid rain, and by the year 2005 we're going to have half the polar ice caps melt. So much, and prices are going up. I fear for what I'm bringing this child into. Can I protect them through all that? And I can talk for ages about it, but I've always been better at communicating through creating, and that's what I've done now. Hopefully this gets across a bit more of what I'm trying to explain. Enjoy.
Good evening. It's now official. Australia is in the grips of the worst cost of living crisis on record. The Bureau
9.6% driven by the cost of mortgages and rent. Prices for pensioners up 7%.
It's very high inflation by historical standards. There's no use pretending otherwise.
It's going to hurt the hardest people on very low incomes.
It's something the whole world is grappling with, and it's something that the government's very conscious of.
Fires and floods, turbocharged by climate change, are now combining with mining, pollution and invasive species, leaving Australia's environment in a state of crisis.
Just over 140 years, the Earth's temperature has risen by 1.1 degrees Celsius. Heat waves, droughts and deadly floods are just a snippet of what awaits us as a result of global warming.
Graphic right there, that's the current path we're on. The green and then the blue is the serious right turn we'd have to take to make it back to 1.5. That's before pre-industrial levels for our greenhouse gas emissions.
They say they built this city. Today, they brought it to a standstill. First, at 10 a.m. outside the CFMEU's Elizabeth Street headquarters, the site of yesterday's...
Surrounded.
Officers being chased by the group here.
Their cars on fire. Looters take over. A Saturday night anarchy reigns through America. This is Beverly Hills. High-end stores looted, famous...
panel warning Australia faces the threat of war with China within 3 years. The flashpoint, an invasion of Taiwan.
For the third and final day, China's military continued what it called Operation Joint Sword, aerial and naval blockade drills to seal off the island, and practicing precision strikes on...
President Xi Jinping's increasing military spending. If there was a conflict, experts stress Australia may not be ready.
Displayed a wide array of weapons. The U.S. Navy said its guided missile destroyer Milius performed what Washington called a freedom of navigation operation in the South China Sea, large parts of which are claimed by Beijing.
Led this year by the war in Ukraine.
Russia's thinly veiled threats to use nuclear weapons remind the world that escalation of the conflict by accident, intention, or miscalculation is a terrible risk.
How many God-given dreams have you and I left unrealized because fear placed us in a prison that we could not escape from? Let me ask us another question. How many God accomplishments with your name written on them, with my name written on them, have gone unaccomplished because fear paralyzes. If you continue to live in fear, your family, your friends, your church, and the world will miss your unique contribution. Now, let me say it a little bit more theologically and a little bit more strongly. You and I will rob God of His glory if we remain in fear, and I don't want to be a glory thief. Are you tired of living in fear? By the way, I love when my kids tell me they need me. I dropped my daughter off at college last week at Clemson. We've been texting, and today I heard her voice. I about cried in my hotel. I heard my baby's voice, and you know what? She needed me. Well, our Papa in heaven wants His people to say, Papa, I need you. He wants to hear our voice. Are you tired of being stuck in fear? Well, God wants to give us courage to face our fears.